It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we've got the Giants, leader at quarterback. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Giants and the Eagles, next on EA Sports.
From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 48 back in 2014, there's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gardner. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
And for how good he is throwing the ball, it's his running that makes him so dangerous. He had a couple of touchdowns on the ground in last week's game, so we'll see what they dial up for him for this one.
First pass here is going to fall incomplete. He was trying to get it to A.J. Brown that time. That'll bring up second down. You talk about this Giant defense. They've been pretty solid against the pass, toward the middle of the pack, number 14 in the NFL.
I think if you talk to their head coach, you'll get a nice answer about how much he likes his team and what they're doing. But at the end of it, he would admit there's definitely room to improve.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Throwing is Hurts. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
Hurts sets up to throw it. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll bring up second down. Here's Hurts to throw. Complete, it's Dotson. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
Well, whatever script they put together for this offensive drive, Charles, seems to be working. Curious to see if this defense will make any adjustments here.
Things certainly going according to plan, aren't they? I mean, the way they're advancing the football, it's like they're on the practice field having one of their better days. But instead, it's game day, and they're moving the ball downfield with purpose.
The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down. Hurts. He delivers another to Goddard, complete. The numbers for him from a week ago: 6 catches, 56 yards.
And I'd certainly expect them to use him quite a bit because he runs excellent routes, has good hands, and knows how to get open.
In motion right is Smith. Looking to throw again on second down. Hurts. That'll be caught by Shipley. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. And so far, a very nice, methodical opening drive.
This has the feel of a scripted drive that they rehearsed perfectly all week long, and now they're executing it on game day.
Script looks good so far. Complete. Smith has it. And he is going to have an Eagles first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7. They'll look to throw again. Throw right side, caught by Goddard, the tight end. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down. Hurts going to keep it running right, and he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jalen Hurts, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles are on the board first here this afternoon. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So now here are the Giants as they'll get their first opportunity here. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win. And that's what they did last week. But there was also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Eluding the pressure right. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
I am willing to bet that he got a monster grin on his face when he saw what was happening. Man coverage was so committed to denying a big throw that it pulled attention away from him, and he had an easy lane to hit, and hit it he did.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. The Giants at 3-2, a game over 500 here to start the season. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And that'll be incomplete.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness.
Penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you
Automatic
argue your
first
case
down.
with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. Well, that's not the way you want to start. A first pass attempt and a first drop all in one.
Well, you've got plenty of time to make up for it, but obviously not the way you want to get things started. Got to shake that off and get going.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Over the middle, taken in by Neighbors. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there, and I go right at them with an early momentum play. I go quickly and attack them, because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't.
They'll drop the throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, that's one way you take away a first down as a defender. Make sure you have a little bit of physical play when the ball gets to the receiver. Find a way to jostle it free. They caught him off guard.
And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. A tough time to take the sack. Now it's 4th and goal, and that's a loss of 6. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
The Eagles offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he continues to show off his ability to run the football when the opportunity is right. He is the NFL leader in rushing yards from the QB position. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. And he'll be taken down right there at the 38. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. It's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's second down. Second down and 8. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8. They're going to look to throw. He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Here's a quick throw caught by Smith. Will go down as a gain of 6. With 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. That is caught. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. From the gun, it's Hurts. It's complete to Brown, right side. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. From the 29, here's 2nd of a couple. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And Goddard going to have an Eagles first down as he'll take this down to the 22-yard line. Again, he'll drop to throw. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Bryant. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down. Back to throw again. It's caught. Smith. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession. So they need 2 yards here on third down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on third down conversions on this drive. Back to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And the Eagles are going to have first and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
They'll set up to throw. Hurts fumbles it. This has been a long drive. You know that defense, they were craving to get off the field. They were able to force it free but couldn't recover it.
Yeah, and on the offensive side of the ledger, they were thinking about how do we punctuate this drive with 6, right? Making an exclamation point. Instead, I think I put a question mark next to this drive now after the fumble, even though they recovered it.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Brian Burns in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. This is caught. It's Brown. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A big play, but still not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain. Still a ways to go, though. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the 2 teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
Well, they will wrangle them down a couple yards shy of the 30. So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up the throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Holding offense.
So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. A tough spot here, 3rd and 15. He'll look to throw. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
The Eagles offense and Jalen Hurts ready to take over once more. Remember, he called his own number on the touchdown run earlier, and that's something he's been able to do with some frequency this season, as you see here where he ranks among NFL quarterbacks. Hurts sets up to throw it. Nowhere to turn here. He's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Dexter Lawrence able to bust free and get to the quarterback. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Hurts going to give this to Shipley. And tough sledding. They'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. The Eagles on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 15. Here's Hurts to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. credit the Giants defense that time in pass coverage. Fourth down.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
And this is off the left upright. And it comes back. It's no good. And this will remain a one-touchdown game. So distance not the issue there. He had plenty of leg to get it there. It's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we get it.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
Well, that was their 3rd sack of the ball game, 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson.
And he gets it just shy of midfield, but that's not enough. He's short of the marker. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And the Giants send out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here.
The Eagles' offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard.
Play action. Here's Hurts.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Throwing is Hurts. Look in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches.
A pair of first downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44.
Hurts.
He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
2 yards to go, 2nd down.
They'll look to throw again.
Out route, and it's complete to Brown.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Hurts. This short throw caught by Goddard. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. In motion left comes Brown. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. 4th. And he can't find the receiver, and he's brought down. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack. And it's going to lead him to 4th down.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal.
The kick by Elliott is good, and they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3.
So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. New York set to take the field. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Two minutes remaining in this first half of football.
2nd and 11 now.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's got him in. Complete.
Down the right sideline.
Touchdown, Giants. A big play there. 75 yards.
And the Giants are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
A point after, good by Groupie.
And the lead down to 3 at 13-10.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Brian Burns. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon.
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
How to approach this. 3rd down and 16 yards to go. Straight ahead, Shipley.
And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away.
Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line.
The Giants offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this first half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating them up right now.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down.
Finding Johnson on the out route. That's complete.
picks this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage.
2nd down and 4. That's complete. It's Neighbors.
And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Looking to throw.
Pass is caught by Rondale Robinson.
The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out.
That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach!
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. More from you and Charles in a bit. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here in the late window. We'll get started over at the Caesar Superdome in New Orleans. And that one just before halftime with the Jaguars out on top. De'Ami Brown, a touchdown reception. Next, we'll stay in the NFC South as we head back here to Florida, check on the Bucs at home in Tampa. And they were winners in their ball game over the visiting Buffalo Bills. Mike Evans, a touchdown catch in the victory. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie, see what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. As you can see, the score there in the 2nd quarter. Josh Allen has a touchdown pass. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this 3rd quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
And ready to get the party started for the 2nd half. It was an even 1st half, all tied on the scoreboard.
And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return.
Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the 3rd quarter.
It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the 1st half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
2nd and 5. From the gun, he'll hand this off.
Pushes past him and running with power here. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 1st down for the Giants as they pick up 12.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
Now a handoff running through the middle.
And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. 47 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He finds Robinson. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium.
Now a 2nd and 2.
They'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And his kick is indeed good, and with it, they have taken the lead. Well, they don't get a touchdown here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
And able to get this out to the 25.
So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the 2nd half.
And they find themselves down on the scoreboard following the field goal a moment ago.
And I think even though they trail in the game now, I would consider that a win for their defense, and that's probably what they're telling the offense when they get to the bench. Hey, the onus is on you guys now. Get back out there and get us the lead back.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Off the play fake. Here's Hurts.
Rolling to his right. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a first.
I don't think that run was anything that was designed, but when his reads were blanketed as he went through his progressions, all that was left was for him to run and try and pick it up himself.
A run on first down with Shipley.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Now back to throw. Being chased at, and he's going to have to eat this one as down goes. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. So now the Giants set to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Back to throw here.
Short throw pulled in by Bellinger. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, You have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
They'll bring a tight end in motion left. Now a play fake here on first down. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That one taken in by Neighbors. And a 6-yard gain gets them right around the 43. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And they'll find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground. They've got his man complete. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. Jalen Hyatt, his first touchdown on the year. And the Giants are able to widen their advantage. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. Well, now how about this return? And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Eagles offense back out onto the field. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Brian Burns getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in 1 game.
Yeah, that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. 9 yards that time.
At least this time he's getting hit after a positive play for his offense. The pressure was coming through yet again, but he certainly didn't stick around for the sack on this occasion. Found an escape route and ended up getting the first down before taking the hit.
They'll fake it on a jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. 3rd quarter from MetLife Stadium. Here's a 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Hurts. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
As a coaching staff, you can call just about whatever you want because you understand you have guys who reliably take away those massive shots downfield. You're not as worried about giving up the big one.
Hurts sets up to throw it. And this will be incomplete.
The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line.
The Giants offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out.
So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down. They'll set up a throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position could get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his 2nd drop of the game.
Left side, he's got Robinson.
Well, he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. He'll get 15 and a Giants first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. And the Eagles are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. 2nd and 9. They go play action with Hurts.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Hurts.
Got a man. It's Brown.
And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the 4th quarter.
Here's Hurts to throw.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. So nothing doing there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Throwing is Hurts.
And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
And And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here. 3rd and long.
Back to throw.
Target is to Dotson, and he's got him.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
And Hurts not coming to the sideline. They're going to go for it.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard.
And he is going to have an Eagles first down, and that was something else. A big pickup on 4th and long to give them a new set of downs.
You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Brown goes in motion left.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Back to throw again.
There's a short throw taken in by Bryant.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
They'll look to throw again.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
The kick by Elliott is good. And this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
And New York set to take the field.
Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
Open man, right side is his running back. It's complete downfield.
The right end, touchdown, New York. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year.
And the Giants are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Here's Groupie for the PAT.
And the lead is up to 14. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. 1 play, and they're able to hit pay dirt.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look.
And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Hurts.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. Here's a handoff out of the gun.
He's going to be a yard short.
Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
Another carry, same story. 4th quarter, and he is in red numbers right now with a running game.
Hard to believe because
because you figure at some point you break off a run. But in this case, what we're seeing is just pure domination by the defense. I think it started with the scouting report. They got into what they were doing offensively, into their mindset, and now they're beating them to the punch on every snap.
They go with the option on fourth down, left side. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down. Back to throw now on first down. This pass hauled in by Dotson. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Oh, good hands there defensively. That's second down. They'll look to throw here. That'll be caught by Shipley. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Back to throw here. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 25-yard line. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. After the sack here, 2nd and 11. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They're going to look to throw. Throw right side complete to Dotson. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. On second and goal, Hurts. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Eagles have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. So that drive spans 13 plays, and it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now a 3rd and 6. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the Giants send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. Hurts and the Eagles now down by 7. 1:38 to go. They need a touchdown to the PAT to tie it as they come up 1st and 10. to throw.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
Going quickly there, but it's incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted.
And they will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Giants touchdown.
An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick six.
Groupie for the extra point.
And the lead is up to 14. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26.
The Eagles coming out as they get ready.
Well, remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Here's 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there.
They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long.
Steps away to his left. And he'll just get rid of it.
And once he got out of the pocket, you thought that maybe he'd take off with it, especially here in the 2-minute drill. Sometimes defenses are focused so much downfield that there's room to run. But this time he decided to throw it unsuccessfully.
That's to the sideline and incomplete.
And now defensively in the 2-minute drill, the big key to me, make sure you understand your assignments. And anytime you get a chance to tackle someone in bounds, get them on the ground.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. That's to the sideline and pulled in.
And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. One final shot. They'll look to throw.
And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the Giants, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2.
And they will hit the road next week to take on Washington.
Meanwhile, for the Eagles, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And now they'll head to the bye week as they'll be back in action in Week 8. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.